Again, welcome to the class on rearrangements. We were discussing Curtius, Hoffman, and Lawson rearrangements. Now we will see an example for Lawson rearrangement. When it is treated with hydroxylamine followed by benzoyl chloride and sodium hydroxide treatment, ethyl benzoate is converted to aniline. When we treat ethyl benzoate with hydroxylamine, it undergoes amide formation. It undergoes amide formation. Now this hydroxybenjamide, N-hydroxybenjamide, when treated with benzoyl chloride, this oxygen will not involve in esterification reaction. So this generates the substrate required for Lawson rearrangement. This upon a basic treatment will be converted to aniline. Now we will discuss Smith rearrangement or Smith reaction. What is Smith reaction? Carboxylic acids and esters react with hydrozoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 to give isocyanates directly. So Smith reaction is again generation of isocyanates. Now how do we generate isocyanates in a Smith reaction? Again, we are converting carboxylic acids to isocyanates by treating carboxylic acids with hydrozoic acid. What is hydrozoic acid? It is N3H. N3H is called hydrozoic acid. Under strong acidic conditions, carboxylic acids directly generates an azide which will be converted to isocyanates. PHCON3. So when carboxylic acids are treated with hydrozoic acid under strong acidic conditions, carboxylic acids are converted to acid azides, which are then converted to isocyanates. Now we will see how these carboxylic acids are converted to isocyanates. Under acidic conditions, of course, protonation takes place in the first step. So protonation on carbonyl is the first step. Then hydrozoic acid. How do we represent this hydrozoic acid? This is how we can represent hydrozoic acid. This negatively charged nitrogen will attack on carbonyl carbon because it is electropositive. Then this C double bond O will polarize towards carbonyl oxygen. So we have PHCOH O H N H N2 plus. Now this molecule, after loss of water and a proton, that means protonation of alcohol becomes OH2 plus, that can be dehydrated. Then loss of proton from this nitrogen minus H, it generates pH I'll show the dehydration step. This will be protonated so that water will be leaving. So we are generating carbonyl group again. After loss of proton from this nitrogen, we are generating N minus, and of course N2 plus is there, right? So this is what is called azide, right? This is acid azide. Of course, acid azide. So when carboxylic acids are treated with hydrozoic acid and sulfuric acid, the carboxylic acid is converted to acid azide, which will undergo rearrangement to isocyanates. Of course, the isocyanates, when they are treated with water, they will generate amines. So Schmidt reaction is again one carbon decrease in the carboxylic acids. So carboxylic acids are converted to amines with decarboxylation. Right. So the overall reaction is carboxylic acids are treated with hydrozoic acid under strong acidic conditions. And finally, when we add water to isocyanates, they are converted to amines. Now we can also use sodium azide and sulfuric acid to generate hydrozoic acid. Sodium azide and sulfuric acid can generate hydrozoic acid, or we can use phosphoric acid. Sodium azide and phosphoric acid can generate hydrozoic acid. So this is Schmidt reaction. Also, conversion of ketones to amides is also called as Schmidt reaction. Ketones, when they are treated with hydrozoic acid, they are converted to amides. It is also called as Schmidt reaction. When ketones are treated with hydrozoic acid, they are converted to amides. With alkyl migration from ketone to nitrogen. How this will occur? This is hydrozoic acid. The negatively charged nitrogen will attack on carbonyl carbon. So the carbonyl oxygen will be, the double bond is polarized towards oxygen. Now after rearrangement, it is negatively charged, so it becomes neutral. This oxygen takes the negative charge. After rearrangement of hydrogen from hydrozoic acid to O minus becomes OH, because loss of hydrogen again generates negative charge on nitrogen. This negative charge then again polarize towards this carbon, so that this OH will be leaving. This mechanism is similar to Beckmann rearrangement, which we will discuss in the next session. So and we have double bond N N2 plus. OH minus is leaving group, right? Now there is a good leaving group here, nitrogen. So because of its good leaving nature, one alkyl from carbon will migrate to nitrogen so that this N2 plus will be leaving. So minus N2. Nitrogen gas is leaving. So what we are having is R C double bond N, and this R group is migrated to nitrogen. Because of its migration, we have generated positive charge here. Now this positive charge will take the water. It will take the water so that it becomes carbonate, right? R C OH. Of course, I am also writing the loss of proton. And then we have double bond N R. So it is iminol, right? So it can undergo tautomerization. It will undergo tautomerization to generate the required amide. So ketones, when they are treated with hydrogen acid, nitrogen will attack on carbon. Then there are two different mechanisms for the conversion of ketone to amides. First, I have discussed Beckmann type, where alkyl migration OH will be removed first, then alkyl migration that leads to amide. This is called Beckmann path. We can also convert in a different path from this intermediate. So from this we can also convert polarization of nitrogen towards carbon generates the carbon nitrogen double bond. Then alkyl migration to nitrogen occurs with the expulsion of nitrogen. So in this case, we are directly generating double bond N R. So we are directly generating this minus N2. Of course, this will undergo tautomerization to generate the amide. This is called Baeyer-Villiger path. BAE. This is called Baeyer-Villiger path. So ketones can be converted to amides with alkyl migration to nitrogen, either in Beckmann path or Baeyer-Villiger path. Now we will see some examples for this reaction. When cyclic ketones are treated with under Smith conditions, they are converted to lactams. Here one of the alkyl group migrates, so what we will get is cyclic lactams, and we have pH group here, so that will also be there. Cyclic amides are called lactams. when this azide is treated with the titanium tetrachloride, because it is 6-membered ring, it will become 7-membered lactam. 1, 2, 3, 4 CH2 groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 CH2 groups. When this cyclopentanone is treated with azide, which is also having an hydroxy group, this hydroxy group in the first instance may involve in the formation of an hemiacetal. So it is an equilibrium process. Ketone and alcohol may involve in the generation of hemiacetal, and from the hemiacetal, nitrogen N- may bond to this carbon so that OH will be leaving. So here we are generating a bicyclic system N and N2 plus. Right now, this molecule, the lone pair on oxygen can be polarized towards this carbon so that this alkyl migration takes place to nitrogen and N2 will be leaving. N2, nitrogen is leaving, nitrogen gas. So the product here is, it is a 5-membered ring. After alkyl migration, it becomes a 6-membered ring. And of course, we have this and a positive charge here. Finally, when we add water, this will undergo hydrolysis. This will undergo hydrolysis. So that generates 6-membered lactam with this is the final product here.